Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Hello.
Hello.
We are going to be picking up the following morning after you all celebrated Connor's birthday well into the night. It will be March 6th, a Friday, 1925. Connor is now 34 years old.
Old man.
Why don't we start with Travis?
I'm playing Oswald. Instigator extraordinaire.
And Terry?
Hello, I'm Terry. I play James. I am the medic who also downed a whole mug of beer last game.
A whole lot of beer.
A lot. A lot.
More than just
it did taste great, but I downed it.
No ill effects whatsoever.
Except for the raging hangover the next morning.
I don't think I got that yet. Didn't drink that much.
Yeah, James is still young. He might be okay.
Oh yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
He's only 20. That's why I said I forget how young I am.
And Brian?
Yeah, medic, history, and I guess once again throwing it back out there, I am the protagonist.
And I'm playing Bernadette Brandt, best shot in the group, and the one who actually knows a little bit about booze and has a significantly better supply than the terrible little bar we just went to.
Finally, Joe.
Hi, I am playing Connor Leon, and I am the driver and mechanic.
The driver most of the time, but as you're all emerging from your mid-range hotel in the morning, Henry, the taxi cab driver, who you've made friends with already, is going to pull up ready for you to get inside and tell him where you want to go today.
So he considers himself hired for our stay. I get you.
If you choose to tell him to go away, he'll go away. But yesterday he drove you around for quite a while and he made some money.
Mm-hmm. I'm not telling him not to. I'm not telling him to go away.
Why would we?
I mean, we don't have a car anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, and getting close to someone like him might give you, if you end up needing a car, might give you a lead on it.
Mm-hmm.
So in London, you know that Mr. Hammer had visited the Pettigrew Foundation, which you stopped off at yesterday, and you made arranged an appointment with the director of the foundation on Tuesday next. You made friends last night. Victor ran into a man he knows who was working as a bartender at the bar. And also, Connor made good friends with Ivan, the Russian artist. And you are also aware that in London, Mr. Hammer was frequently in contact with Mickey Mahoney, who was the editor of a sensationalist tabloid, which is the sort of place that Mr. Hammer's stories were sometimes published.
Right. Well, we've got, what, a week? A few days before our appointment?
Pretty much right after the weekend, yeah.
Well, why
And
don't
you
we
can-
go say hello?
Yeah, you can at any time too. You can just tell me, okay, we're gonna wait a few days.
Go back to the bar, cause some havoc.
Yeah.
But, what do y'all think? Do you think we should go ahead and speak to this Mr. Mahoney, or shall we take our time and have ourselves a little vacation?
I'm gonna go do some legwork.
I'm doing fine after that. It was a wonderful evening.
Yeah. Pretty much
What is
fine.
legwork to you?
Going around finding information, seeing if you can't stir anything up, anything good up. You know, I'm not gonna. I might be an instigator, but I'm not gonna get into a fight.
Start stuff.
Okay. If you're trying to find specific information, you can always go to the British Museum, the London Library. There are larger news agencies than the tabloid that Hammer was associated with.
I think I'll go to a library.
Alright.
Just don't get Connor dragged into a basement again. I don't think he'd forgive you this time.
What are you trying to, like when you go to the library, what is your goal?
I'm going. I am looking. I'm gonna try to see if I can't find anything about a white spider. Old news articles. Cults. Anything out of the anything that I would know. That would be something that goes, like cults and all that. You know.
Okay.
Well, I was gonna say
if
they're
you
not.
want-
If the other two aren't really doing anything, I'll probably end up just tagging along because buddy system.
No, I'm fine. I get along.
No, I'm going with you. Doctor's orders.
I'm gonna throw an apple at him.
That doesn't work with me.
I'll throw another apple at him.
Just keep giving me food.
Con, reduce the atom.
Alright. Is it just the two of them heading off to the library, or is everybody going?
I'll follow along. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna stay home and read some more of that book. I'm gonna stay at the hotel and read some more of that. Oh, what was the...
Can I think I found it.
Should I stay with you?
I
Because,
think
you
I can
know,
defend myself if anybody tries to come into my hotel room.
Well, the thing is, you might see someone else as the threat and shoot the maid or something.
Now, why would I allow anyone into my room while I'm occupying it?
True. Just, don't kill anyone. I don't want to run away from the cops again.
Reasonable. Yeah, I'm gonna read some more of the narcotic manuscripts. Because I don't believe I'm done reading that yet.
Yes, you made an initial reading, but it is some weeks to fully read this book.
Mm-hmm.
And every reading is a sanity check.
No. Now you don't have to make a sanity check until you've finished it off.
Oh, okay. I am
That's
used to
when
a different
you,
version.
It's when you try to incorporate everything that you know now.
Yeah.
I mean, with my insane recall, I don't think that'll be too much of a problem.
So you can go ahead and add, let's say between the ship over and and studying today, you can add a week's progress to that.
Okay. And forgive me, where do I do that again?
It should just be a plus sign. There's a progress bar. If you open up the book itself
Okay.
by clicking on the edit button. Does it work for you?
Geez. It doesn't look like it's allowing me to change anything.
Okay, I
I
just
don't
did it
see
for
it
you.
either.
Okay.
That might be invisible to players. I'm not entirely sure.
I think it is.
That is the difficulty when you only run the game, is you have no idea what everybody else is seeing.
Mm.
Oh, I see how you do it. You have to click edit. So if you go to the books and you go and hit edit item, you can look at it that way.
Yeah, but there's no button for increasing progress for me.
Well, I have added your progress to it. You're going to spend a mostly uneventful afternoon. Or, I suppose, pretty much the whole day. It is translated into English, so you're not bending your mind trying to deal with the language itself. But these, as you're reading through it, you're reading stories about both Hyperborea and Atlantis, but also civilizations on Jupiter. And it is not entirely clear to you whether these are supposed to be history, myth, allegory.
Alright.
Connor, were you heading to the library?
Yes.
Alright. So the three of you can arrive at the library. Most likely, I'm going to simply let James take the lead here. You can, since you're only going to be short-term visitors, you can pay a reduced fee to get a short-term membership at the library. It is... So the London Library is not quite a public library. It's more of an academic facility. It has a full back catalog of the Times newspaper. It has comprehensive sections on religion, occult, travel, biographies. And if any of you have a subject in mind, you can let me know what specifically you're looking for, and then make a library useful. Mr. Remember your last name, Victor. You told me you were trying to find any information on an occult or underground figure called the White Spider.
Yep.
So you can check through. Most likely, you would find that in the Times itself. It would have to show up in the newspaper, or like anything else. You can make a library useful to search that back catalog.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
find nothing.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is pretty much what happens. You confirm that within the time period that Hammer would have been concerned, would have had any concerns at all in London. There's no mention in the newspapers of any sort of crime or occult figure under the name of the White Spider. However, you will meet as you're digging through the papers, you're going to see there is a woman in her mid-30s who's also digging through back newspapers of the Times and taking pretty copious notes as she goes.
I see a woman in her 30s.
Yeah, her mid-30s. Are you a reader?
A little bit. I know how to use it. I know how to go through a library. I haven't touched a book in a while. Can I? You know, I'll go up to her. Hello, ma'am.
Yep. Takes her a moment. She's pretty deeply involved in an article, but after what she realizes, she kind of looks over, like the feet stay next to her desk for a moment, and then she looks up. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, sir. May I? Can I help you with something? You want an autograph?
An autograph? I apologize. I don't. Are you famous? I'm not from around these parts.
Oh, she puts her hand on your hips. I'm so sorry for assuming. Yes, how can I help you?
It seems like you're coming through newspapers as well. Are you a local?
No, not so much. He does have a British accent, but it is not a London accent.
Local as in from the United Kingdom. I'm from America.
Yes, yes. Are you... I'm afraid I'm not going to be the best to help you if you're trying to find out how the newspapers are organized. We have staff here.
Yeah. They're not looking through the content. I'm searching for something a bit weirder. I'm not too familiar with things around here. Tell me, I interrupted you. What are you doing? I apologize.
Oh, I'm doing a bit of research. Figuring out plot points.
Plot points? Are you writing a novel?
Yes. I've written a few.
Like I know I'm not gonna pass, but psychology, right?
You can... What are you trying to roll psychology for?
That yes was too strange. I need to know.
What? I'm sorry, what are you suspicious about? You can roll psychology, but what are you suspicious
Sorry,
about?
can you repeat yourself? You said... Alright, as to plot points.
Yes. Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll your psychology.
I'm a little... psychology. Let's go! You know what? I'll pass this. Why not?
Okay. You can see that she is a little incredulous that you actually don't recognize her. She's like she keeps looking at you suspiciously as though she's trying to catch you in a prank.
Am I on candid camera?
Is this to see how humble I am?
I had a close friend of mine was a writer. He passed away. Maybe. Oh, hold on. Let me regather my thoughts. I'm not a local.
It's okay. Switching it so we don't have loud noises in the library.
Yeah, I had that for a little bit, and I had to turn that down.
Sir, I don't really understand what you need from me.
Blah. It seems like you were going through news. She was looking through newspapers, right?
Yes.
I was just curious, given that you're going through newspapers, that the term "white spider." Have you seen it?
The white spider. White spider. Is it Is it a type of animal?
I'm not quite sure. A late friend of mine who was a writer had a letter addressed to them by a white spider. I don't know if it's an organization or a person. I'm trying to see if I can't find anything. It was from London, so I figured come here to check.
Intriguing. What was the content of the letter?
I don't actually remember off the top of my head.
It was a telegram instructing the recipient to cancel the author's contract. So it was about killing Hammer.
Maybe I'm not going about this the right way, but I'm committed.
Yeah, she's actually started taking notes as you're describing this.
He wanted to cancel an authorship, so I was wondering if they might have written something down, or they might be a public or like a pseudonym for them. And I figured I'd hear through the newspapers if there was anything like that here.
You say this is something that that happened as a matter of public record, not some sort of mystery novel or thriller.
No. This is all that. This is all things that happened.
Very, very good. So there's no copyright on this.
Not to my awareness.
Well, this is fascinating. I think I can work this into the plot. Well, if you don't mind my making use of the white spider, that's really good. If you don't mind my making use of it, I can search through the newspapers and contact you if I find anything relating to it.
I would appreciate that. I couldn't find anything myself. That's why I came over to seeing that you were combing through some newspapers as well. Maybe you have seen something.
Yes, I'll admit I've done this quite a bit. I'm quite good at skimming the papers and finding the information I need. So if you don't mind just leaving your name and contact information on this slip of paper, I will let you know if I find anything.
Are you a writer yourself?
Oh yes, I'm quite successful.
By chance, does the name Jonathan Hammer? Have you heard of this person before?
Roll luck.
If you roll a 1, she's gonna be his long lost bow.
Okay, yeah, she says, "Oh yes, he is a dear friend. A little bit sensationalist, but of course he claims that everything he writes is true. But I think that things might be exaggerated a bit. Why are you looking to meet him, or is he in town again?"
He is no longer with us. He was a close friend. The reason of my purpose here was to see if I can't find any connections to what happened to me.
Okay. She freezes a little bit and she says, "Is this related to your inquiry about the white spider?"
It would be, yes. It would be, in fact.
This is horrible news. Yes, of course, I will search diligently, and I will let you know if I find anything that might be related. He was a dear friend. I had no. Was he ill?
Would he have been in contact with him the last time he was in London?
I couldn't say. When was the last time he was in London?
Do we know this?
Yeah, it was like last month. He was in London just before he came to New York.
He would have been in London a month ago.
January. Yeah. Then no. I didn't see him at any of the parties or on the social circuit.
I'm sorry, I don't think I've caught your name. My name is Victor Oswald.
Well, I am Ms. Christie.
A pleasure.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Would you be able to tell me where he would typically stay?
Oh,
I don't.
I hope you're not insinuating there's any reason I would know where his lodgings are. This is.
I'm investigating what happened around him. Any information? He. Sorry. What?
I'm going to let you know there's not a whole lot more information you can get at the present time.
That works with me. I'll leave.
I'll talk for a bit, but she's going to. She's more apologetic now. You're not just some rando. But she is going to want to get back to her work.
Of course. I'll let her back to it. Leave it if she has any information that could help.
You know, I wouldn't keep making my dead character so beloved if you didn't keep making it happen.
I would ask one final question if she knows if he had any friends here.
Oh, yes. He had, as far as I understand, he had friends everywhere he went. He was the sort of person who, well, I'm not going to say that he was looking for what others could do for him exactly, but he found it useful to know many people.
If you think if any of them will know anything, would you be able to pass along this information?
Yes, of course.
Thank you. I think that's a perfect place to leave that.
All right.
Now I need to buy Agatha Christie books.
Oh, she was an incredible author.
I still don't know who it is, so.
I like
The
to think
entire
that
time.
while that was
I
all
didn't know.
happening, just James off in a corner, just reading a bunch of Egyptian, just anything Egyptian, just to see like where the rest of the game and how far ahead he is.
All right. Go ahead and make a library use roll yourself. Okay, that is a hard roll. I think it makes sense for you to find this then.
Oh,
Make you all owners of it. So in the collection, you're going to find a strange reference, something you haven't really seen before. Rumors continue to persist regarding the French tourists involved in the incident at Saqqara, so badly handled by Mr. Howard Carter, the events of which led to his resignation as Chief Inspector of Lower Egypt earlier this year. It is beyond the scope of this letter to comment on whether or not there is any truth to the tourists having been members of a occult society, so beloved by the French in the latter part of the 19th century. However, we can say with certainty that there is not, and never has been, any corroborated evidence for a so-called Black Pharaoh who ruled during the Third Dynasty. This figure is merely garbled folktales used to frighten naughty children in the same way that we use stories of Black Shuck and Black Annis in dear old England. So, this stands out to you because, no, there aren't any stories of a Black Pharaoh in the Third Dynasty. This is not a thing you've ever heard of before.
I was about to say, can I go and look more into that? Because I don't.
This book is going to really stand out because, yeah, not only in the rest of your training, but also in any other books you find on that era. No mention of this. There are no folk tales, which this is implying are known or at least passed around to some extent.
Huh.
And Connor, what are you up to?
Connor is just looking for an actual, just normal book. He doesn't really know how to find paranormal books, so he's just hanging out with the guys in the library.
Okay. You trying to find like a novel or
Yeah, simple novel.
All right. That's no problem at all. You can find well, you can how about Rudyard Kipling?
By what?
Would you like to read some Rudyard Kipling?
Okay, yeah.
I was like, no. He wrote a lot about hunting, being in the bush.
Yeah, okay. I
Author of
haven't
the
heard
Jungle
of that
Book.
name. I have no
Well,
idea.
He wrote the Jungle Book, Rikki Tikki Tavi.
You tell me then, what type of book do you want to read?
No, he's just gonna like go down and see a book that's like popular, and he'll grab that.
Okay.
Like he's of zero. He's not much of a reader. Let's say it like that.
Okay.
He's an educated and smart guy. He just doesn't know books.
He's not book smart.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah, he
you
was
can spend
educated on the
afternoon
street.
Simply expanding your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Give him a book of Irish fairy tales.
Sure.
But horribly butchered by the English.
That's not how you pronounce it at all. Throws the book across the library.
Poor Connor's going to become a complete one-trick pony in England.
Yup.
But that could be how you spend your Friday.
Mm.
I did make that journal note accessible to you, Terry, but you might want to keep track of it.
Yep.
You can have dinner. Do you intend to do anything else specific before you get to your meeting at the Penhue Foundation? No? All just kind of kicking around and seeing what information you can scrounge up before you go there?
Yeah, pretty much.
That and reading.
Okay. Then, yeah, we can just assume that you all pass a pleasant few days. And then you can arrive for your meeting in the afternoon at the Penhue Foundation. As you approach, of course, the doorman will let you through. And then okay. You can approach the desk. The receptionist sitting there will take down your names. He'll call back in his phone. Secretary will come out and escort you all the way back to the office where Edward Gavigan is. Now, is everybody here?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm expecting to get a dirty look from that same security guard that saw me touching one of the pieces.
There are 2 security guards here today, neither of which are the one you saw the other evening. Or the other afternoon.
Okay.
Mm.
Cool.
But you can be ushered into Mr. Gavigan's office. Where's the description of him? Okay, he is extremely polished. He is one of the best dressed men you've seen so far in England. When I say best dressed, I don't mean fashionable. I mean his clothing is extremely expensive. He's manicured. He's wearing cufflinks. All the crap.
Rich boy.
Extremely. And as you're ushered into his office, he stands just the briefest amount from his chair to be polite to the lady entering the room. But then, as you all find your seats, he's going to sit back down again. Let's say, well, good afternoon to all of you. I understand that, well, I'm not entirely sure what the purpose of your visit is, but there was some mention of that Mr. Hammer was here some months ago.
Yes, we were investigating a paper trail that he left for us, a bit of a puzzle, and we're interested in primarily asking what sort of questions he asked, what artifacts he was particularly interested in, any information you might have on what he was looking for in particular.
Everybody go ahead and make a spot hidden roll.
We
All right. All right, all of you see it. So there is as you enter the office and sit down, you notice that over here, that is a safe. Like everything else in this building has clearly been here for a very long time, but that is a thoroughly modern safe. And the door is actually sitting open. I'm going to say that, Victor, you're going to be the one who notices that inside there is actually a stack of money. And I've got a cat climbing up behind me. And as all of you notice the safe sitting open, he's going to stand up from his desk, walk over, and shut the safe door. One can't be too careful. I apologize for that.
Does he lock it up?
Yes, he locks it.
Okay.
Oh, no trouble.
Mr. Hammer, he was here only the one time. It's the only time I've ever met him. He arranged an appointment to discuss the work of the Foundation. He said that he was collecting background research on our involvement in supporting the Carlisle expedition. I was pleased to talk about the Foundation's role in grant funding and assisting with the traveling permits and the like. It was a fairly short meeting. Probably wouldn't remember it if it weren't for my date book. And I have never heard from him again.
Might I ask what sorts of questions he was asking about the Carlisle expedition? See, we have a very firm interest in that expedition as well. And I'm just gonna glance over at James to see if he wants to talk to this guy about it at all.
Well, yes, it was just that. He was, I believe, a journalist of some sort. And he said he was just collecting background information on our role in supporting the expedition. So, again, of course, our founder, Aubrey Penhew, went on the expedition as an advisor and unfortunately was, tragically lost with the rest of the group.
Mm-hmm.
and we provided we provided, of course, financial support. It was largely funded by Mr. Carlyle himself, but playboys only want to contribute so much, and we find that providing some of our own funding gives us some say in ensuring that there is academic interest being followed in these expeditions.
Absolutely.
You can all make psychology rolls if you want to.
Not gonna be very good at it, but I'll give it a try.
Ha ha ha. Hey. Oh, I didn't get a mark? I rolled
Beat you
a
bad.
4. No, I did not. I rolled a 34.
Hey, Victor,
Yeah,
you're real close to an extreme success.
I know. I can spend one luck, right?
Yeah, you can.
I'll fucking
Yeah.
do it.
Then you're going to be the one who notices. He's definitely leaving something out. And when he mentions Hammer, when he's talking about the men, there is disdain in his voice.
I'm just gonna. Any other details?
About the Battle expedition?
So I look at him. With all due respect, I feel like, what was the last things he said? I'm zoning out a little bit.
He was telling you that their role in supporting the expedition was to provide some grant funding to try to steer the academic purposes and arranging travel permits. And of course, their founder went along as an advisor. How familiar are you with that expedition? Have you just read the sort of popular press descriptions?
Is he saying that?
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna speak up. My parents went on that expedition. I'm James Reed, by the way.
Oh, the Reeds. Well, you have my sympathy. I was not aware that you had a child. It doesn't seem to. Well, I don't want to speak. I don't want to speak against them. It just doesn't seem like the greatest decision to leave a young child alone.
They were rather protective of him and did
I
leave him with
Wanted
some.
to go with them, but I
Well,
was
as
told
my
I was too young.
habit. Yes, I'm sure that it was for the best that you did not. But you understand the thrust of this expedition, then, that Mr. Carlyle had obtained information from an African woman concerning a shadowy time in Egyptian history. Sir Aubrey had long been interested in it, but a time when a sorcerer was reputed to have ruled the Nile Valley, which unfortunately turned out to be a hoax.
What was their name?
I'm sorry.
If you had all- yeah, what was this sorcerer's name, if you at all know?
Well, that is, of course, part of the mystery. Sir Aubrey had been, I won't say convinced of it, but he found it to be a matter worthy of study. But it's the sort of thing of which there's it's more defined by its silhouette, by its absence, than by any actual details. Are you a student of history? Mr. Reed?
Yes.
Yes. You understand that it is frequently in records when we have records of a sorcerer or some other sort of dark figure. That is enemies of the currently ruling dynasty, writing rumors about them, trying to erase what they actually did from history. And I think that in this case, well, I won't speak about Sir Aubrey's interest in the matter, but the African woman disappeared with a great deal of the expedition's funds, some £3,500.
My lord.
That's a lot.
Yes, it's quite a bit of money, and so I think her motives in describing information about this shadowy sorcerer figure are pretty thoroughly explained.
I would say so.
And we, Madam Prue, forgive me for being a little blunt, but I think that Mr. Carlyle counted the lost money as insignificant, but he was deeply affected by the defection of his African lover. So after she disappeared and there was no more there was no longer a steady stream of disinformation coming about sorcerers and hidden history. Miss Hypatia Masters, who was with the expedition as a photographer, suggested that the group spend the summer months in the Kenyan uplands. But she thought that it would be better for her health and that she would have the opportunity to photograph some wildlife, but unfortunately, as you're aware, that is where they met their end.
Yes. I've been doing a little bit of research and I came across a name that I don't think I've seen before. Something about a black pharaoh who ruled Third Dynasty. I've never heard of anything like that, but I was trying to see if I want to see if that was possibly at all the mysterious sorcerer that you were talking about, because I don't think I know about that much either.
His lips go tight and white as you're speaking about the Black Pharaoh, and then he's going to lean forward in his chair a bit and he's going to say, "Where did you see that?"
Some kind of paper back in the library. Something about it being a rumor. Something about French tourists and.
Well,
Howard Carter losing chief or resigning from chief inspector of the Lower Egyptian earlier that year or something.
how strange.
I just saw the name and I don't remember it at all throughout all my research.
No, I don't imagine that has anything to do with the expedition. And if you'll forgive me, I believe that the time I've set aside for this meeting is coming to an end, and I have much to attend to this afternoon.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
Yes, of course. I hope that you all have. I hope that you all have what you needed to learn, and that you can make your way to whatever else you had to do in England.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
And Yeah. You can
Which door are they going to escort us through?
Well, the south door is the one that you entered through.
Mm-hmm.
The secretary is not in the office with you, so he's.
I think I will ask him if we could at all look at some of the, like, just because I did last time we were here, I was looking at a bunch of stuff. I wanted to see if I could look at some more. Just because I am very fond of this stuff.
You are, of course, welcome to examine the puzzle exhibits. Yes.
So trying to hint at like, do you have anything else other than that I could possibly look at?
I'm afraid that many of our other artifacts are currently being studied or prepared for study by qualified scientists.
Okay.
So I wish you all a good afternoon.
Of course. I'm going to head into that room with the sarcophagus, wait for the others, and say, what do y'all say I distract the gods? And you see what's in the back. Or should we wait for another time?
Is anyone paying attention to us?
After you leave the office, not particularly. There are actually a few members of the public wandering around in the exhibition areas right now. However, it is, the middle of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Somewhat risky your time to go sneaking around if you choose to do that.
That's why you
Doesn't
don't
mean
go
you can't.
sneaking around. It's the middle of the day. We could be lost tourists.
He is hiding something. He did not enjoy Jonathan Hammer. Yeah, he didn't enjoy Jonathan Hammer.
Just bring out the thick Irish accent and act very confused. Where am I?
He's not.
You said his lips turned kind of like white?
Yes,
Like,
he got. He didn't
like he
frown exactly, but like he closed his mouth and there was an angry set to his jaw.
like it was this kind of look. But less dramatic.
he noticed something that I want to know. And that has I am kind of now fixated on this black pharaoh. Even if it doesn't lead anywhere, I'm interested in it now.
I've scoped out the place. Would there be any place I could probably hide out till night?
Get in the sarcophagus.
See, there's an elephant over there. We could be a Trojan elephant, but I don't know how that would work.
Don't we have someone who's able to pick doors?
I believe that's Connor.
So why not just come back like very late in the night when everybody should hopefully be gone?
Let's check around the building for a bit.
Yeah, we can do that. And then come back.
So when the secretary led you back to Gavigan's office, he had to use a ring of keys to unlock the door and allow you in.
Mm-hmm.
And if you attempt to open the other door that leads into the back rooms, it as well is locked.
Mm.
Can I pickpocket those
That seems dangerous. So I
That-
like.
Whiskey.
Let's see. Sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Who's going to distract him and how?
I'll distract that secretary. And I don't know exactly what to say, but I'd like to flirt hellishly and charm the hell out of him.
All right.
Just flirt shamelessly.
So yeah, as he's trying to lead you back out of the building, you can start flirting shamelessly with him.
Mm-hmm. Should I roll charm?
I think you should.
Hey. And I get a bonus die to that.
Yes, you do. Okay. So this is sort of a nebbish, middle-aged British man, and with a Southern American woman shamelessly flirting with him. It's very clear that he has no idea what to do with himself. This is not a situation that he believed to ever be possible, and he's very unhappy that it's happening to him.
But it's distracting him.
He is extremely distracted, and that means that, Travis, when you roll your sleight of hand check to try to lift his keys, you can take a bonus die on it.
$36.
A.
I think I want you to get a hard success to lift the heavy ring of keys out of his pockets.
You're just nickel and diming me.
Yes, I am. But there you go. So it takes you a few tries. You're being very cautious to prevent him from noticing what you're up to. But as he leads you out the front of the building and you make your way over to the taxi cab, you are going to... You can show... How do you show the rest of the grip? Are you going to like toss it in the air, swing it around your fingers?
Yeah, I'll swing it around my fingers, you know.
Okay.
Like, yeah, I still got the touch.
You got the touch.
I
And
do
as
believe
you-
that's the first time we've ever worked together on something, Victor.
No, only if you didn't go off on your own.
Oh.
Just remember, I know where you sleep.
So should I assume that this means you're coming back this evening?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And wasn't expecting this to happen so quickly.
We're skipping a good bit of the plot. Is that what's happening?
No, not necessarily skipping plot. Just I wasn't expecting you to like immediately break into the place.
Well, I don't think any of us like the guy in charge, so we're gonna spite him specifically.
He did give you some reasons to be suspicious.
My main reason is just the fact of, hey, you know something. I want to know.
He's British, and I don't particularly care for
That's
the
enough
way
to
he was
trust
talking to us.
And it's not like
That
this
too.
is my first breaking in, or so.
Also, I got to see history again. Why not?
You know, normal people your age wouldn't say why not to breaking and entering.
I think we're being a bad influence.
I'm so proud.
All right. So when you come back in the evening, how are you going to make your approach? Just going to come in the front door, same way you have other times. You're going to try to make your way around the back.
Is there anyone? I'm looking around to see if there's anyone around. Gotta make sure there's no witnesses.
What time do you come?
Midnight.
So let's
Midnight?
say either like, I'd say midnight, maybe a little after.
All right. So you show up around midnight, and there are still a few lights on inside. But as you sit on the street and watch, it's quite clear that the building is being sort of cleared. Like the lights will go off in a room, and then after a bit, the lights will go off in a closer room, and eventually the lights in the front room go off, and a middle-aged lady comes out of the front of the building wearing a cleaner's uniform, locks the door behind her, and heads off down the street.
You know what the great thing about doing stuff at this particular time period is? I don't think alarm systems really existed.
No, I don't.
They do.
They
But they're
do?
not nearly. Oh, they do, but they're not nearly as effective as modern ones.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if they had actual full-blown cameras, like video.
No, absolutely.
No.
Yeah. So even if we did say tripped an alarm, we just leave and no one's the wiser.
Mm-hmm.
We just have to make sure to steal something valuable.
But my point is, we have the keys. We don't have to know a passcode in order to get into the building.
Oh yeah. I don't need to know anything.
I'm not worried about
the
other
passcode.
kinds of alarms. Yeah, the keys are the passcode.
All right, so you're just going in the front door?
The lights are
Well,
off.
we would have seen the loading dock in the back if we checked around, right?
Yeah, it wouldn't be difficult to make your way around the building once and notice that there is a loading dock.
I say we go in through the loading dock. That way, if anybody asks, we can let them know that that one of you is staff and left something in the room.
Okay.
All right. So you make your way around the back of the building. That truck is not going to be there. But while I'm going to assume that Victor holds on to the keys.
Yeah.
Well, while Victor's messing with the keys and trying to open the roll-up door, Connor, I want you to make. Let me see. What are your skills? Mechanical repair is 50. Spot hidden is 72. Okay, you decide. You can do either regular mechanical repair or hard spot hidden roll. This is just for Connor.
Spot hidden for just Connor. Got it.
Well, either you can choose either a mechanical repair, normal mechanical repair, or a hard spot hidden.
You should have pretty good mechanical repair, right?
My mechanical is 50 and my spot is 70.
Oh,
Yeah.
So your mechanical repair is going to be better then.
Yeah. I was doing a cost assessment in my brain.
Okay. So
I
there
can spend
is
11 luck.
You do have a lot of luck. Remember that.
I do have 92 luck. So I'll do
spend
it.
it.
There we go.
all right. So while he's messing around with the door, you're kind of looking around at all of the exhaust pipes on the building, and you notice one that doesn't really make any sense. Most of this is just expelling, the furnace air. But there's one that is clearly an intake pipe.
Ooh.
And you can't think of any good reason for a museum to have an air intake pipe. But, Victor's going to get that door open. I'm going to assume you all kind of rush into the loading dock.
Yep.
Yeah.
Carefully close the door.
There are obviously boxes sitting around in here.
Mm-hmm.
There is an elevator, a freight elevator, that is clearly used to take the boxes down into a storage facility. And there's the door that leads into the rest of the museum. What are you doing?
Well, James, what would you like to look for first?
So we open that safe. I know I'm cutting in, but you can go ahead.
I mean, yeah, we could look in the safe. It is. It would also be like, say, if we got caught, hey, who broke in? They
I'm
broke in
wearing
to
a
get to the safe.
bandana. I like as soon as we get in this place, I'm gonna hand out bandanas. You know.
Okay.
This isn't Red Dead.
Okay. So you can all have your faces partially covered.
Mhm.
They're, of course, going to assume that you're American bandits then.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, snap.
Might I suggest we do not go after the safe, simply seeing as it is right there.
Yeah, but only thing he's gonna
And,
want to keep safe will be in the safe. The
Or
safe bet,
downstairs.
you say.
Well, we saw in there earlier, and the only thing of note that he had in it seemed to be money. Which, I know you're a little down and out, but we're not particularly in need of any money at the moment.
I can open this door, right? We go inside.
With the keys, yes.
I
Well-
guess just either down the stairs or into the staff room. I don't know.
First thing, we should at least pilfer his room. See if we can't find anything else.
As you're walking down the hallway, you do hear the sound of a night watchman's feet walking around the public exhibition hall, and then receding.
So we need to be quiet.
First things first. Let's see if there's anything else in this man's place.
Yeah, we gotta be quiet in there though.
Connor?
I'm assuming you have a couple torches with you?
Yeah. Electric torch.
Exactly.
No, fire torch.
I will at least start
We don't turn it
searching.
away from the door. We don't want anybody like looking under, kind of, and noticing there's a light.
Okay, Victor.
Yeah.
First thing you notice, sitting on top of the desk, facing Gavigan, so facing where it's visible to him, not a visitor, is a silver frame with a small photograph of an imposing 3-story country mansion.
Does it have an address on it?
It does not have an address, but if you pick it up, it says in small letters, Miser House.
I'll show that to Connor. Bruni
Yeah,
have
Miser
this?
House.
To be
Right.
honest, I don't know how that's pronounced, but I'm assuming Miser House.
Yeah,
It's Misery House. I already
Same.
know.
no, it's Mr. House, but abbreviated very weirdly.
You're both wrong. It's Master House.
We're going to be arguing about the pronunciation and what it stands for like 6 hours.
Yep.
Yeah, we're trying to look at all like on the shelves for anything, or what are we doing? In the drawers?
Check
Like,
the drawers.
what is our plan?
Connor is
yeah.
going to do the typical search underneath the desks and chairs and couch and in the couch.
And
Everybody hides
once
it
again
underneath the
going
bed
through
for
mine,
some reason.
You need to be quiet.
So as you're looking through the desk drawers, most of them have writing implements, notepads, records of. He's got one of his drawers is just files and files and files, but there is a locked drawer.
Connor, you wanna unlock this?
I'll give it a shot.
Alright.
And Connor will saunter over, and it's locksmith, correct?
Yes.
Is it worth spending 6?
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Just gonna say either that.
With
or
how
put-
much you've got, do it.
All right. Yeah. So it's this tiny little desk lock. So your regular lockpick tools aren't really meant for it, and they catch it first. But with a little extra effort, you manage to get the drawer to pop open, and inside there is just a telegraph. Dated 1924. It says Giza dig well. Stop. All is planned. Stop. Work apace at Mycerinus. Stop. Thank you for your assistance. Most helpful. Stop. Dr. H. Clive.
And, he'll just hold it up with 2 fingers and hand it to someone that's more interested.
I'm gonna take that.
All right. James, you said you were looking through the closets and things in the shelves, right?
Mm-hmm.
So some of the closets are bookshelves, and they have just pretty standard texts on Egypt. One of them has glasses and bottles of port. And then you find one closet is just, you open it up and it's empty. Completely empty, not even shelves in it.
Nothing to like hang up a coat.
Nothing to hang up a coat. Just an empty closet. Featureless.
There's no reason for that to be empty. I don't notice anything in there, right? Like nothing.
If you want to
nothing that
examine
you-
it, you can make a spot hidden roll.
Yeah, I want to do that.
Alright.
It's kind of weird to just have an empty closet.
Can I walk over and assist by knocking on the back to see if it's solid?
Remember, quiet.
I'm not sure there's much to assist with here.
Fair.
You're both just kind of examining it. And he's got it anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she walks over, she knocks on it. Sounds solid. But you notice that the back wobbles a little bit when she does. And so you kind of feel around in the corners, and you find a catch. When you push on it, the door kind of pops open a little bit. Like the
I
back.
knew it was a good idea to be a nerd. What do I see inside?
A staircase. Heading down.
Then I guess I'll go and basically get everybody else's attention. Say, hey guys, I found a staircase over here.
I'll go down it.
Hidden door. I love
Yep.
that. Nothing sketchy down here, officer.
Yeah, so that is going to take you. Let me drag you on the map before I actually load it. Is everybody going down?
Yep.
It is going to take you into a small concrete room.
And we're trapped.
With only the door in front of us.
Yeah, it is concrete on all walls except that there is a door to the north.
Can we hear anything beyond that door?
Yeah.
Give me a listen roll.
There we go.
Yeah, you put your ear up against the door, and you listen, and there is a slight mechanical noise, as though of a fan or of air circulating.
Do you guys hear anything?
Machinery?
Maybe.
Do we want to go in there and look, or do we want to not?
I'm going to very carefully start to open the door and glance inside. Just in case there's somebody on the other side.
You go ahead and open the door, and shining your like it is pure black inside, no light at all. When you shine your flashlight inside, you can see this room is, if anything, more well appointed than the private office upstairs.
What in the world?
Wood flooring, wood paneling, ornate carpet, and
Those like cases, or are those just all bookshelves in the back?
those are cases and bookshelves.
What is that green mass?
That looks like a statue. Faceless?
There are a couple of statues.
Hate that.
And cars.
It's the Mothman.
One of the statues. One of the statues is kind of corroded, made of brass, of a bulbous thing wearing an Asian rice hat, with a snake pit of tentacles bursting forth from beneath the hat. And the other one, the green one, is a statue of a fat dragon-like figure whose head is fringed by tentacles.
Do any of these ring a bell?
Well, who's trying to figure that out? Victor?
Yep.
About to
Who
say, I
else?
could also try and
I'm also
see
gonna
if
try
I
and figure that out.
recognize any of them. I don't think I would, but I'll try and see if I can think of anything.
I know what I have to roll. I know what I have to roll here.
Hold on.
Oh, my
I'm
headset
gonna be
died.
utilizing my insane recall. So, something fun.
I'm just gonna go straight history and see if I can recognize anything other than what you just already described them.
So,
I missed stuff.
Who's that aimed at? Oh, right.
to be honest, at all of you who are entering this room and looking at the statues,
Oh, good.
Oh, wonderful.
and there are 2 of them.
Do we have to make 2?
Yeah, I should. You know what? Let me just delete this one.
Whew.
Everybody, just make that first one, and then I'll have you make the second.
I'm all right,
A solid 30.
and I may have to make another one.
Alright. Don't you worry about me. I love that my maximum is 85 and I'm barely passing.
All right.
Well, you're not drunk today.
Well, here's the
God,
bit.
if only.
Whack me with a 16, baby. Let's go.
All
What was
right.
that for?
This is for looking at the brass statue.
Ah,
I don't like either one of these. But yeah, I think Victor and I are both trying to figure out if this rings any bells whatsoever.
All right. So everybody, you feel weird things happening in your mind. You feel a little bit drunk when you're looking at these things. You almost feel like when you're not looking directly at it, the statue's moving. When you look back at it, no, it's fine. It's fine. There's not a problem here. It's okay. But yes, if you want to, you could use a mythos check to try to identify them.
Ain't gonna work, and I'm probably gonna have to.
Oh, no.
Hey, the funny number.
All right.
There it is. And with my insane recall, would that still give me a bonus die for this?
Let me see. I don't remember what the insane recall does.
Anything I've ever read or seen or heard,
Okay.
would that apply here? I'm
It can
only
apply.
thinking in regards to like the.
It can apply here.
Shit. Okay. Ah shit! I didn't roll my extra die.
Go ahead and roll just a d10 by itself.
Okay. Not that it's gonna help.
If you get a 0, it will.
No. 1d10, please. Thank you.
Oh, almost. Okay, I want you to lose a point of sanity.
Who missed?
Okay.
Okay.
And as we close out this session, you you tried really hard to remember what either of these statues are. And whatever it is you've been reading in those narcotic manuscripts the past couple of days is going to come back and bite you. As
Okay.
you find it very important to start bragging out loud about what you're doing. Apparently, just to your friends, you're going to declaim to your friends both about the narcotic manuscripts that you've been reading, about the forbidden knowledge that you're gaining.
I'm
And
gonna start forwarding the information and making them go a little crazy.
any plans you have that they might not know about for this mission.
None at the moment.
Okay.
But it's hard to believe that it's this easy to get down in here. Like, they can't just have one security guard, right?
She's kind of noisy.
I've gotten loud.
Yeah, Birdie's talking very loudly.
We did make sure to close that door as we came down the stairs, right?
Did you?
We'll
Did
find
you?
out next time.
That's a good question to ponder.
Dragon Ball Z.
I hope
God.
we did. Knowing my luck, we probably didn't.
I sure as hell did. Ugh.
Well, thank you again for playing, everybody. Mysteries are deepening.
Love making bad decisions and going slowly more and more crazy.
It's the point of this game.
I don't want to go crazy.
The point of this game is not to be genre savvy, I'm learning. It's to be the opposite.
Yeah, no, it's
Well-
to be savvy, but to not care.
It's to be savvy and lean into all the bad choices.
It is possible to be heroic in this game in a way that it's not in something like Dungeons and Dragons, in that you protect other people at the cost of yourself.
Yeah?
But anything anybody want to say before we close it out tonight?
Support people on strike, support local businesses, hug your families and anybody you care about. Have a lovely evening.
Have a nice
Hey.
Mother's Day weekend.
Yeah.
I got that is coming up.
Love your
Bad
mothers.
son.
Love your mothers.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.